Hello and good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday. We are playing some more Helldivers today. I'm getting a little bit of the Helldivers mood here, so I figured we'd just take it easy, play some Helldivers. I'm a little tired. I did the airsofting yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about that later. And it's just been a little while since I've signed in, so I said, you know what, let's do some Helldivers today. See what the new patch is all about. They updated some stuff. There's now a lot more like better graphics and better what do you call it? Not quality, but like the game itself runs better. So we're gonna test that out here. So we need to defend Fury and K. Excuse me. All right, where is Fury and K?
Air drive calibration complete.
I'm pretty sure those are both bot planets, yeah? Cyberstan, Aurora Bay, X-45, Mox.
Liberty calls for aid across the galaxy. Only you can decide where to answer.
Well, where are people saying we need to be? People are saying we need to be here, so I guess let's go liberate some planets.
Resources for freedom's expansion.
So yeah, Airsoft was an absolute blast. I immediately fell in love, and I was so surprised how cool the community was. Oh, it says my camera's off. Let me check that really quick. What happened there?
Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods primed.
Sorry, I gotta reset my camera here. Bear with me a second. Alright, now it's giving me an error. Let's see here. Which camera are you? Not that one. That one, okay. There we go. I don't know what happened. I just noticed my camera turned off randomly. That's better. Here I am. Okay. So yeah, the community really surprised me with how awesome they were. Like I saw a bunch of people. There were some kids there that looks like it was like their first game ever, and there were people who just like, hey, come squad up with us. Come learn to play the game with us. It was really cool to see people just like jumping into it, like, hey, come play with us. Because sometimes when there's kids, it's just instant like, oh, we don't want the kids on our team because they're gonna lose. They're not very good. So make them go somewhere else. But they were totally inviting, like, hey, just come play with us. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. And it was just it was really cool to see the community doing that. So I was really impressed with that. I was very impressed by that. They also they captured and executed me for spying. So that was a fun experience. I got shot quite a few times. I was not expecting to get shot that many times, but I took my lumps like anyone else. I got hit in the back a few times, got shot in the stomach a few times. If I was an actual wartime photographer, I don't think I would have made it out of the war based on that airsoft simulation, because I took quite a few pellets. But it was a great time, so I'm so excited to go back and do more airsoft photography here soon. I definitely want to get a kit. I want to set some stuff up and play in lots of different ways. So I can't wait to go back. It was so exciting. So I am going to make new airsoft content soon because I have fallen absolutely in love with it. Unfortunately, it is a very, very expensive hobby, so it's going to take me a long time to actually get set up to play the game properly. Like, there were some guys that were like dropping mags on the ground in the middle of the firefight. It's like, I know they spent money on that magazine. Like, I could not imagine dropping a magazine on the ground that you spent $30 to $50 on, like. So then there were people with like 4, 5, 6 magazines, multiple weapons. Like, there were some people fully kitted out with just all the bells and whistles that I know that I do not have. So it'll take me a little bit to kit up, but I am very excited to get some stuff to go in and play. And maybe play for real. I got invited to join one of the teams who plays out of one of the other areas called the Swamp. They welcomed me in and said that you could come join us down at the Swamp if you want to. So I'm considering going down there to go check that out and play down there, take some photos there. Oh, let's see. There's a tank over there. There's 2 tanks. Oh, okay. Let's reposition here. I also wore Bright Hunter Orange, which I think was the right call, because the teams were blue and red, and I was wearing a red vest, and a few people shot me saying they just saw the red vest and didn't realize that I was not playing the game. So I'm going to get some neutral colors, something like purple, pink, something that's not a team color, so that there's no incentive to shoot waffles, Oh, where did that guy go? I see some people back there sniping me. Alright. That's down. Come on. I'm also excited this morning, Xbox added Where Winds Meet to Game Pass, so I'm excited to give that game a try. It was one that was on my list, but I wasn't sure. There's basically just almost no reason to pay full price for a game between Xbox Game Pass and having, GameFly. I just don't buy games for full price half the time anymore, so if I can avoid playing full price, I will. So I'm excited to get to try that later this week. Trying to think of what else is coming up this week. Oh, those guys are all gonna get blown up. I called out the hell bombs, dudes. What are you doing?
Calling in reinforcements.
I pinged it. You ran up to it. That you can leave. That wasn't my fault. I pinged the hell bomb. I told you that it was there, so that's kind of on you, buddy, for still being in the crossfire. Welcome in, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. We've made it to what is June 8th. We're already scooting through June. Here soon it's gonna be Christmas music time. I am about ready to bust out the Christmas music already. I'm very hyped for that. There is a Airsoft LARPing event at the end of this month, though, that's at a place called Coyote Ridge that I'm considering to go do some photography for them. And this is going to be a full-on, like, LARP, so there's going to be a lot more, like, military sim, a lot more stuff with that. So I don't know what that fully entails, but I'm here for it. I'm excited to try it. Good morning, KS. How's it going? Peace Ribbon, good morning! What is the game name? This is Helldivers 2. They just had a big update where they changed the the graphics, and they were trying to optimize it and other things like that, so I'm giving it a try with the new update. I'm waiting for the Warhammer Warbond is coming out here soon, and I want to see what's going to be in that, so I'm very excited to try that out. But it still doesn't look like we know when we're going to get the Warhammer Warbond at this point. What's going on this morning, Peace Ribbon? What's good? What's good in your world? Ben's here. Good morning, Ben. Hello.
Activating jump pack.
Almost all of our friends are here. We're just missing John and Bubble. I think Dex is here. Dex is probably still lurking, but we're already getting... Everyone's here. The gang's all here. Just started printing a Tau army. I never got to play the Tau. I know the Tau are like specialized in long range combat, right? That's their whole thing, is to sit at long range and poke people that way. Laundry, then we're taking a day trip to the museum. That's my kind of day. Some chores and some museum. What kind of museum? Is it just like art museum, history museum, everything kind of museum? It's your first army? Tau, I have heard that the Tau are a good, like, the best armies for, like, starters I've heard are either Orcs, a simple Space Marine, or the Tau are really, really fun. At least when I played Kill Team. So, for Kill Team, everyone recommended those as very easy starter teams. Although, I learned quickly that, even playing an easy team in Warhammer, yeah, easy is relative, right? Like, easier than the other teams, but by no means easy in general, is what I learned when it comes to Warhammer, because there's, like, so many rules, so much, different things different characters can do, specializations to know, all those sort of things. Like, it is a difficult game to play, but there's a reason why so many people play it, right? I was kind of hyped to try. There was a game that came out that was trying to compete with Warhammer called Trench Crusade that had some really, really grim, dark vibes to it that I was kind of excited to get to try. But they ended up going so deep into, like, we're going to make our game so heretical and offensive, and that's going to be our shtick. And it's like, I don't mind if a fantasy game is a fantasy game, but when you're clearly just doing edgelord stuff for the sake of, like, look at how edgy we can be, like, it really kills it for me. And that's what they were literally, like, some of their characters, like, oh, well, this character's empowered because we have the body of Jesus in the catacombs down below, and we use his flesh to empower super-powered mutants to power this army. It's like, really, bro? Like, that's so edgy. That's so edgy. Not buying Games Workshop models, so I spent $80 on every model I could ever need. Now I print an infinite amount of them. Just be careful with that, because I know that at least, like, local game shops, they will, if they find out your models are 3D printed, they will kick you out. At least here in my area, because Games Workshop has a whole, like, thing against 3D printing, and if they find out you allow 3D printed models in their tournaments and games, they will revoke your license to be able to sell it, and that will kill your game shop. So, like, if the local game shop finds out you're using a 3D printed model, they will kick you out and ban you from the store, because they don't want to lose their license to sell Warhammer by letting someone come in and use 3D printed models. Our local game shop was very strict on that. That no, you can't even talk about 3D printed. If you said 3D printing, like, out loud, you got a warning, and they would threaten to remove you from the store if you brought up, like, if you even said the word 3D printer, they would they would boot you. The shops around here are apparently okay with it. It can definitely vary. Every shop is definitely different. Ours was very strict on it, but also, like, I despised our local game shop, and part of the reason I stopped playing was because I couldn't support the owner of that shop anymore, because he was an absolutely terrible person. He was one of those people that walks around like, oh, well, I'm so liberal and progressive, that makes me such a good person, not realizing how awful of a person they really were. Like, anytime someone he didn't like passed away, he would hold, like, big sales, like, oh, look, Charlie Kirk died, so we're going to hold a Charlie Kirk death sale to appreciate his death. I'm going to give everyone money off if you come in and shop here. So he was just a vile person. I sell some of my D&D figures that I print into your local shops. D&D is much cooler about it. The Dungeons & Dragons cares a lot less about 3D printing, so you're usually in the clear if you're talk about D&D, because even though Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro is seen as very greedy, they do tend to have some cool options. Like Dungeons & Dragons, like, yes, the books are expensive. Like, you can buy a lot of, like, source books and they get expensive, but also, like, you can play Dungeons & Dragons in an infinite amount for free. Like, you can find most of the rules online, open source, for free, and just play the game. You don't need to spend a single penny on it. And there are very few games that exist like that, right? That are truly, absolutely, like, just use your imagination. It's free. You can make up whatever you want. Like, that, it's such a cool thing. That's what I love about Dungeons & Dragons and TTRPGs in general, is just, like, you can spend as much money as you want on it. You can be an absolute whale if you want to and buy a bunch of figurines and maps and characters, or you can spend absolutely $0 on it and still play and have a bunch of fun. Although I will say, tip your dungeon master. A lot of people don't know this. I think this comes from most people play D&D online now, but it is customary to give your dungeon master some snacks. You know, you're paying for their time. You give them a bag of chips, or here, have some free soda or something like that. That it is customary to appreciate your DM for spending the time prepping a game and running a game for you at no cost. Even if you're playing for free, you should still offer a bag of Cheetos or something, you know? Like, that is still the kind and right thing to do.
For prosperity!
Depending on your DM, you know, whatever they like to eat. A bag of Funyuns, a bag of Doritos, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's why I stopped playing Warhammer at that local game shop, because I just couldn't support that activity any longer. Order pizza. Yeah, that's another good one. Order a pizza for everyone. But don't show up empty-handed. That's why I appreciate, like, Wizards has started doing blind boxes, and usually I hate blind boxes, and I don't want to see people having to spend a bunch of money on blind boxes to get what they want. But also, the little, like, $5 blind boxes were perfect for DMs. Like, hey DM, thanks for DMing for me today. I bought you a blind box, so here's a random mini to add to your collection. And, you can do whatever you want with that. And that worked great as a little, like, hey, thanks for DMing. Here, have a little figure. So I love that they started doing those little blind boxes for DMs. Oh boy. Okay, we're getting surrounded here. You know what? We're just gonna do that and hope that hits the things. They're supposed to be holding another free fly event in July. My birthday is July, so you should play with me. My birthday in July also. We're birthday buddies. I gotta sit down and do the research on Star Citizen. I said I need to do. I need to sit down and actually do that. Maybe I'll have some time this week. Now that the Operation Ashline is over, maybe I'll have a little bit more time this week. I doubt it. I'm gonna try.
Fire in the hole!
Down that goes. And up and around. What I'd like to do for my birthday is I found out you can, apparently you can take a box cake mix, and instead of using eggs and oil to make the cake, you can just add a can of soda, and apparently it makes the cake just as good, and it also comes shelf stable. So what I'm hoping to get to do for my birthday is build a bunch of cake kits for local, like, food banks and such, so that other people who are celebrating their birthday, who are dependent, like, on free pantries and the food bank and all that, can have a birthday cake, because everyone deserves to be able to have a birthday cake, right? So that is my hope for my birthday, is to assemble a couple dozen birthday cake kits for other people to be able to celebrate their birthdays. So that is hopefully my birthday plan. And then we were talking about, like, usually I go down south to this area called the Wildlife Safari and go look at the animals and take photos, but with gas as expensive as it is, I don't know if I want to drive all the way down there, something like that. So, oh, well, didn't expect that to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yes, that is my birthday, Ben. Mine is on the 22nd as well. Dex is here. I'd like to avoid everything for my birthday. That's no fun, Dex. You gotta do something. Go to the zoo, or go to a museum, or... Yeah. That is... What are the odds that random people who have joined the stream would share the same exact birthday? I mean, this... I guess the odds... I'm not a math person, right? So the odds 1 in 365, like, is it really just like that? Like, yeah, there's 365 days, so technically the odds are 1 out of 365, or... Oh boy, something's shooting me. No, I'm much older than that, Ben. No, that's where the similarities. That is where the similarities stop. Waffles was born old. All right, I think we cleared the map. GG. Let's get out of here. What blew up? What was that? Seems kind of rude, but okay. Boom. Problem solved. On my 30th, I turned my phone off, cranked the AC, ordered a large pizza. What is, let's see, OITNB. What is OINTV? It's not 90 Day Fiance. My oldest brother was still alive, he'd be 56. That is an age gap. That is an age gap. Maybe I'll do airsoft for my birthday this year. Do a little airsoft party. Get shot for my birthday. Railgun, go! Laser cannon, go! Jump pack, go!
Requesting tag pack.
Anti-tank equipment, go!
Calling down fortifications. Requesting advanced weaponry.
One of my besties is like that. All of her older brothers are in late 50s. She's not even 40 yet. It's such a strange age gap, cause like,
30 seconds. Objective located. North. 100 meters.
like you're like when you have like a 1 or 2 year age gap, you look up to your older brother or sister, like, wow, they're so much older than me, they have so much to teach me, there's so much going on, you know, that sort of thing. But like when they're 18, 19, that's just a whole random adult, right? Like you have nothing in common, right? So like I couldn't imagine having a brother that much older than me, because it's just like, how do you relate to that person when they're just so much older than you, you know?
Freedom never.
Oh, that guy sniped me. Keep guessing. It's one of the most famous shows on Netflix ever. House of Cards?
Joining the fray.
House of Cards was really popular for a while. Oh, here I am.
Calling in a hell bomb.
By the time I was 5, all my siblings moved out of the house. I was basically raised as the only child and was spoiled, even though I had brothers and sisters.
10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
I got the terminal. Hell bomb armed. Clear the area.
Alright, we're scooting.
Calling down the support weapon.
Scoot!
Pelican 1 approaching pickup.
Scoot faster! I have a niece that's 3 years younger than I am. So I guess I was lucky, because my brother was close to my age, so I always hung out with him, and then we had 2 cousins, and our cousins were close. They came over like every other weekend, you know, and we got to hang out with our cousins who were close to our same age. So like I had lots of kids around my age to hang out with, which is nice, you know. Me and my brother are exact same age, so neither of us was spoiled. We got the same exact thing until we were at least 12.
Marking extraction point.
All right, we're ready to scoot. So are we scooting?
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. Reinforcement budget depleted. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
About to have her second kid, 18-year-old nephew. Wow. So I'm a great uncle 3 times before I ever had a kid myself or hit 30. I'm technically an uncle, but my My nieces and nephew live so far away, I never really get to see them or be that kind of uncle, you know? Five stars. Even though I haven't played in a few, well, for a while, I still got it. Still got it. We're still going strong. We are still good at Helldivers. I feel so old. You know, I actually feel the opposite. Yesterday when I was airsofting, one of them asked me to get down on my knees for a scene that they want to take a photo of. And there was a period of my time where if someone asked me to get down on my knees, I would have to say no, right? Because there's no way. There's no way if I get down on my knees, I'm not going to be able to get back up because my knees are so bad because I was so fat and overweight and all that. And now I was able to do it. And when I was able to run around, I was out there for about 4 or 5 hours running around with a 10 pounds of camera and gear strapped to me. And I thought I'd be tired and sore, but I'm not. So, like, it feels so good. I've never felt younger, honestly. Why are you cheating on control with this? Because I wanted to test out the new patch. There was a new patch that came out, so I just wanted to see what the new Helldivers patch was all about. It was a performance patch, so nothing new like gameplay wise, but new stuff. So just wanted to see the new stuff. My knees keep popping from regular use. I regret being so hard on my knees for nothing else other than since I'm Catholic, you know, we kneel a lot, and I can't do a lot of the kneeling that the rest of that everyone else can do because I was mean to my knees as a child. So unfortunately I don't get to do all the reverent kneeling that everyone else is able to do. Had shin splints from football. That was one of the few rules that my parents absolutely stuck to their guns on. We were not allowed to play football. We could play any other sport, but no football allowed. And you know, I know my brother did not like that rule. He really wanted to play football, but I think my parents were absolutely right on that one. Because, like, unless you're getting paid to go to college for, like, you have a scholarship or you're going pro NFL, playing football is basically all downsides. You're destroying your body for other people's entertainment as a teenager. You know, that's just not, it's not good. So I would not be mad. I know it will never happen. I would not be mad if America said, you know what? We have found out that football is so dangerous, it's so harmful, that we're no more football. American football is being put to an end in 2027. We will no longer be sponsoring the sport. We'll no longer have an NFL. We'll no longer have kids teams. We're just, as a nation, deciding we no longer want this harmful and dangerous thing. I would not be upset if we did that as a country. I know it would never happen. Like, don't get me, I believe me, I know that
Enemy tactical asset within threat range.
I know that there's way too much money involved in it, right? There's no way that would ever happen, but it's a nice thought, right? Oh, there are so many dudes here. Holy cow. We landed in a terrible location. Let's see. How do I turn this off? Where is the keypad? This planet is not joking around. Dude, where is the keypad? I don't see it. Okay, we're gonna run away. so that we can call someone in and try this again. There are worse sports for your health, like rugby. Is rugby worse? Like rugby you can get like physically hurt in, but you're not taking concussion after concussion after concussion, right? Like you're not taking the head-on collisions as much in rugby, I don't think.
Enemy tactical
There's also a game that came out, speaking of like hobbies and all that, that's apparently the hobby horses. If you've ever seen hobby horsing, it's for people who can't afford horses, where you pretend like you have a horse and you ride like the horse stick and you do everything the horse would do, but it's just you pretending to have a horse. Apparently that has gotten so popular that there is a video game being made for the hobby horsing. So you can go buy on Steam right now a hobby horse simulator that allows you to pretend that you have a stick horse
Terminal.
virtually.
L-bomb armed. Clear the area.
Oh run, oh run, oh run. Alright, that's one less problem. That's just one problem solved. Football wouldn't be so bad if we didn't turn our armor into a spear. Or they could just convert to flag football, you know, right? Like if everyone just, there was a no tackling rule, there was a no running head first into everyone rule, and you just had to pull flags, like that could probably lessen. But I'm pretty sure that would upset people more, right? Like if we still had football but you had to wear flags, like I'm fairly certain that would upset people even more than just taking away football.
Reinforcing.
Allied destroyer leaving squadron.
Dude, I was trying to call you in, but that was a terrible spot to be in, and that's what happens.
Terminal.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
They'd call it fairy football. There's a whole isn't there a South Park episode about that, Sarcastaball, where you have to wear like padded equipment and a tinfoil hat, and the ball is made of a balloon so it can't hurt anyone. I'm pretty sure there's a whole South Park episode about that, and it's great.
Reinforcing. Requesting air support. Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
I'm surprised South Park is still putting out quality episodes. Like there has not all of them have been great, but they have been at least consistently solid in releasing good episodes still.
Attack inbound.
Alright, that guy's a problem.
Pod asset destroyed.
That should solve the problem. Okay. Oh, can't reach that. Come on. Aim better. There we go. Alright, that's one problem solved. There's the bunker.
Orbital inbound.
That should solve another. Alright, that's fine. I want to know the true events behind the Gran Turismo event weren't more well known or advertised, because I definitely would watch the guy race if I knew about it back in the day.
Orbital barrage in.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I know there was a Gran Turismo movie, but I don't know what true story there was. We need my laser cannon pretty bad. Dude, what are you doing?
Calling down a support weapon.
Come on. There we go. Weapon kept glitching out. The guy randomly started jerking around like he did not want to get destroyed.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
I think we can actually sneak up on this base here. Nope. We were wrong. I didn't think it saw us. It saw us. Whoops.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
All right, we're kind of in trouble here. My walking barrage missed the other base, so that is not good.
Stratagem available.
How about a nice cup of liver tea?
Take that down.
Deploying supply beacon.
Let's grab our stuff.
Requesting advanced.
Did you watch the Fable video? No, I didn't. Haven't watched the Fable video. I was out and then tired all day yesterday, so I didn't watch any of the stuff you sent me because I was recovering from. Oh, it sees me again. Recovering from airsofting. I did see a picture of the new demon door, devil doors that they're putting out though, so I'm very excited. Definitely getting hyped for Fable. It's looking better and better every moment. All right, let's see. Is that the base there? That's the base there. Okay, we might be able to sneak a shot in right here. A whole movie about a kid who plays Gran Turismo getting a chance to drive a real car because Sony claimed that the game was the most realistic driving simulator and they could compete. That's like when there was a period of time where they claimed that with like Call of Duty, right? Where they had like Call of Duty as a realistic war simulator, and they made the army play it to see if they could simulate real war. Like they even did like Doom. Doom had a army mod on it where they tried to make Doom work for video game playing games. Obviously, it didn't work out, but like people have been trying to make the video games realistic simulators forever and ever for that. Okay, that sees me right away again. It's gonna be a fashion show for real. I don't even care if you swap gender. I'm picking the chick. That is. Come on, man. That thing is just deadly accurate. It doesn't give me a chance. That is why, like, when I play World of Warcraft, I play any of the other sort of games, I almost always pick a female character because the true end game of any RPG is fashion. And women just have more clothing options available to them. So if given the option, I will almost always pick a female character to play as because they just get so much better clothing option. And like using World of Warcraft as an example, like I like the Tauren, the cow race, the Minotaur. They're one of my absolute favorite races to play in the game, but the male Tauren are so hideous to look at because like, hey, let's make these guys hunched over monstrosities so none of the armor fits them because they're all hunched over, and it just they don't look good or right because they're hunched over. And same thing with orcs. For the longest time, orcs, the females stood up straight so all the armor fit them normally and correctly, but if you played a male orc, you had this weird hunch that made all the armor look bad, and your head was shooting 10 feet in front of your body because of your hunchback, and it ruined being able to play those characters for me because I wanted to be able to look good and play with the different armors and all that, and it just you weren't able to. So I will always pick the female characters if available for fashion. I heard the Navy updated the periscopes on submarines to use Xbox controllers. I've heard that as well. I don't know if that's actually real or not. It sounds real, but also like someone posted a video a couple days ago about McDonald's charging $1 to use the drive-thru as a part of a new campaign to get people back into the actual physical stores. And a bunch of people were reporting on it, and turns out that was just a completely made-up fake news story. So it's so frustrating that whenever you hear something, the first thing when you hear something is like, oh, well, I better go fact-check that on 7 different independent journalists online to see if it's true or if people are just lying on the internet to get money, you know? Like, it's so frustrating that that's the world that we live in, that every single thing you hear, you first have to fact-check through independent journalists and even your favorite like TikTokers and stuff. Like, okay, I like this person, but what are the odds that they're just parroting nonsense because they want to make some money, you know? Like, it's just, it sucks that's the world we live in. I'd much rather live in, there's that old movie, The Invention of Lying, where they live in a world where nobody knew how to lie and no one had the ability to lie. I wish we had that. I wish we lived in that world. It's also sad that I believed it, you know? Like, I could see McDonald's being greedy enough to say, you know what? Let's charge $1 to use the drive-thru because we need to increase the bottom line, and that extra $1 per drive-thru order will make us more money. I like that movie, too. Or like Idiocracy, where everyone was too dumb to lie, so the main character was able to do whatever he wanted to because they didn't understand what a lie was. Like, Idiocracy is a good... Mike Judge is a gem. He makes some great movies. I know that people call Idiocracy problematic now for the eugenics that are kind of featured at the start of the movie, but it's still a fun and good movie, even if it's based on a flawed premise that doesn't necessarily translate to the real world, you know? Like, just because it's not necessarily a real world applicable thing doesn't mean that it's not an entertaining piece of media.
Fire in the hole!
Well, I was planning on saving those grenades, but how did he survive 2 of those grenades? Holy cow, dude.
Dropship! Calling down a support weapon.
Oh, come on, laser cannon. Hurry up and come down here. We need you. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Okay, we're having a bad time on this planet, I tell ya. Let's... Then, oh, that's real bad. I guess we need to bring in some different heavy artillery here, like...
Orbital inbound.
I guess I should have brought like a 500 kg or something, because these dudes, there's too many dudes. Oh, he's walking around. The Scout Strider got an angle on me. Did you see that? It's smart enough to walk around to get a better angle on me. That was crazy. You know what else is a great movie that Mike Judge did? Is Office Space. Just that perfect feeling of the whole, like, nothingness at work matters, the drudgery, the frustration. Such a good job. I wish Beavis and Butthead was like 50% less annoying so I could watch that, but I can't stand Beavis and Butthead. I've tried. I was like, oh, I'm old enough to watch Beavis and Butthead now. Well, let's see what I missed out on, and it's so they're so annoying. Yes, he also made King of the Hill. That is another Mike Judge creation. Who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? That is Douglas Adams wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is another good... The movie definitely did not do the book justice, though the book is definitely way better than the movie, but... Like, if you're not going to read the book, you might as well watch the movie. It's still pretty good, but... The new Beavis and Butthead is a bit better, but... The noises they make are so annoying, right? There's only so much I can hear of the... right? Like, it's just 15 minutes of that. It's a little bit too much. A little bit too much. And, like, it's one of those things where, like, life imitates art, art imitates life. Like, we already have so much stupidity to deal with in the real world. Like, it almost hits too close to home, because, like, you laugh at, like, ah, haha, they're so silly and stupid, but then you realize, wait a minute, there are people like that in real life, right? And then it becomes far less funny when you realize that the thing that they're satirizing actually exists. I don't like the new King of the Hill. They character assassinated Hank. It was okay. You know, I'm glad they tried something new and didn't just try and continue on the story as it was. But I definitely do. I feel like it's just not the same. It doesn't have the same magic yet. There's another season coming, so I'm excited to see the next season. But how do you follow up on King of the Hill, right? Like realistically, King of the Hill is one of the best sitcoms to have ever existed. So how could you possibly follow that up at all, you know? So
To extraction when ready.
he likes soccer now. And honestly, I think one of the best things they could have done is only done one season. At the end of the season, make them go back to Saudi Arabia, right? Just Hank realizing that the world has moved on without him and he doesn't belong in this anymore might have been a good call for him. All right, Ben, thanks for hanging out. Have a good day. We'll see you next time. Thanks for chatting. Supposedly Dale's going to be in the next season, so we'll get to see what they did with Dale in the next episode that comes out. Yeah, DM me those dates. We'll check it out. I don't know what it is about this planet, but this planet is extra hardcore. Like they are not giving this one up without a fight.
Requesting orbital.
And they are fighting hard for it. Alright, come on. Good barrage. Hit it.
Barrage, clear the area.
Okay. It's a good hit. Let's clear the rest of those dudes out. Maybe hit that guy right there. Nope. Not gonna hit that guy at all. Hey, what are you doing, kitty? And I think we're stuck. I think we fell into a hole. Great performance. Good job, Arrowhead. We're gonna see if we get jetpack. Okay, we get jetpack out of the hole. We made it out of the hole. Okay, we got 2 more fabricators. We can do this. Got 20 minutes left. We can do this. Oh. I didn't realize. I thought that was an enemy for a second. That guy almost just got blasted. I hate how much armor these guys have. These are my least favorite unit to fight against, I think, is these assault mechs. I know most people just despise these guys as well, just because they have such a high health pool. They have a really annoying move set, and then they spawn en masse. They are really annoying to deal with. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. That looks like that's down there. That's what we were looking for. Let's pop another one of you guys. Okay. Jump jet down here. Come on. There we go. Let's get out of here. Let's scoot. Next objective. Keep going. Keep the fun times rolling.
Tether skies.
And there's another one. And another one. Okay, let's eject and run. I said let's run. Move your butt, Helldiver. Come on. That was like That was like 10 straight seconds of ragdolling. That was insane. All right. I don't think we're gonna make it off this planet alive, my friends. I think we're gonna die on this planet, but we're gonna take some of these guys out with us. So
Orbital inbound.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
I have not been able to use my turret at all. I should change out that turret for like a 500 kg or something, because that turret is not being very useful for me. Let's fly away. I think that missile's gonna come crashing back down in a second. Also, the Renaissance Fair. I talked about going doing some Renaissance Fair stuff, so I'm so glad I didn't go to the Renaissance Fair last weekend or this weekend. We're supposed to hit 100 degrees this weekend, so the Renaissance Fair is probably gonna suck this weekend. But last weekend was opening day for the Renaissance Fair. I know that the Renaissance Fairs have gotten more and more popular. Like, it's no longer just like a nerd thing. Like, it's actually really popular, but apparently the line to get into the Renaissance Fair was so long that it took 15 minutes just to walk to the back of the line, is what people were saying. Like, it was a really, really long walk to the back of the line, and then you were in line for like a couple hours to get into the Renaissance Fair. So apparently, like, good for the Renaissance Fair. It's popping, you know, they're getting more popular. I'm happy for them, but also, like, it's one of those things that it does get ruined when it becomes popular, you know. Like, for a long time, Renaissance Fairs were these geeky, nerdy things, and you didn't have to pre-order tickets, and you could just take your tent and camp out and have fun for a few days. And now it's become, like, so well-known and, like, so popular that you have to pre-order tickets, and you have to pre-plan out everything, because there's just going to be so many people. And I don't want to be one of those hipster dudes that, like, oh, well, I was going to Renaissance Fairs before it was cool, but becoming popular really has ruined Renaissance Fairs. Yeah, it was a miserable time, I heard. I've heard from many people that it was not fun, so I'm hoping that we can pick, like, maybe the third weekend. Like, the last weekend will be busy because that's the last chance, so we can't do the last weekend. This weekend is going to be way too hot, 100-degree weather. There's just no way, so we can't do that. So hopefully next weekend, it's the third weekend. It's not the last chance. Hopefully that one will be one that we can go to, and it'll be a little bit less miserable of an experience. Also, Renaissance Fairs, craft fairs in general, but Renaissance Fairs especially, need to be more picky about their vendors. Like, I get that they want the more vendors who show up, the more money they make, so they just accept everyone. But, like, if I go to a Renaissance Fair and I see someone selling Sensi, that's immediately a star off the experience. That is not an artisanal craft that needs to exist at the Renaissance Fair. Same thing with the 3D printed landfill garbage. I don't want to see 3D printed stuff at Renaissance Fairs. I don't want to see Sensi. I don't want to see whatever the smelly essential oil MLM is. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Herbalife. I don't want to see protein shakes. I want to see handcrafted blacksmith artisanal gear. I want to see also Temu garbage. Like, I don't want to see dropshippers there. I don't want to see people who just ordered a bunch of stuff off of Temu and are selling it for cheap at their booth. Like, I really feel like Renaissance Fairs need to be way more picky about who's allowed to vend at the fair. And like I said, I feel like in general we need to be more picky about that, but I definitely feel we need to be willing to hurt some people's feelings, right? Like, I know it's going to be mean to say, but people need to be told, for farmers markets, for Renaissance Fair, whatever it may be, they need to be told, hey, you're just 3D printing garbage. You are not an artist. You are not a craftsman. You are not welcome here. This is for handmade artisanal goods. Go away.
Activate
People need to tell, like, hey, you're selling Sensi. You are not a business owner. You are not a crafter. You do not belong at a farmer's market. You are a part of a cult and a scam. Get out of here. Like, we need... I try and be kind to people. I try not to be that harsh, but I think we've reached a point where people need to be told their delusions aren't real, right? Like, I know you want to be a boss babe and your own business owner, but signing up for Sensi does not make you a craftsman or a business owner. 3D printing a dragon that every single person other out there sells and has does not make you an artist. I know that no one cares about it except for making money and selling things, but it's just so frustrating. Same thing with like the AI artists who come there and they sell a bunch of like Redbubble. They generate AI art and then they put it on a coffee mug. Like, you are not a business owner. You are not a craftsman. You do not belong at these events. So, I think we need to get a little bit more mean about that and be a little bit more picky. Because, like, I'm not even excited when I see, like, holiday craft fairs. I used to love going to holiday craft fairs. You see so many unique things, people knitting things. You see people cross-stitching things. You see, like, real handmade crocheted stuff. But now I know if I go to that holiday craft fair, 90% of what I see is just going to be landfill. I like the term landfill core that's catching on. That this stuff is basically made to eventually be thrown into a landfill. I think we need to shame people a bit more and bring out the landfill core and point out that this exists solely to be purchased. Like, oh, this is so cool, to consume it and then throw it into a landfill. We need to be more conscientious of that.
Calling down supplies. Calling in extraction.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
Oh, I see something red looking at me. That's not good. What? Oh, hello there. There they are. And, like, how do you not feel embarrassed about that? And I already know it's because people aren't capable. Some people aren't capable of embarrassment or shame. But, like, we went to a Christmas craft fair, and there was a lady who was selling just like, hey, these are pictures I took off the internet and I put on a Tumblr. Like, how creative am I? And she was boothed right next to a person who was hand knitting pot holders that were really cute and creative and clever, and like they were actually like handmade, beautiful pieces of work. Like, how are you not embarrassed to stand next to them? Like, oh wow, that person's hand making this beautiful art, and I'm literally just stealing pictures off of the internet and putting it on a cup and calling it a craft. Like, how could you not be embarrassed having to stand next to someone like that, you know?
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
I know that's the answer, Dex. I know it just boils down to because they want to make money. And that is the root of half the problems in the world, is a desire to make money off of things. And the problem is it works, right? They wouldn't do it if it didn't work. But the problem is it works. They do make money off of it, so they continue to come back because inevitably there's either people who don't know what AI is, or they can't recognize what AI art is, or that they're deep into it. Like, I understand there are people like, I like the smell Sensi's make, right? Like there's a cookie butter Sensi candle. It smells great. I love the way it smells. I would buy it, but not at a Renaissance fair. You know, so like, time and place. Time and place. I can't believe we made off this planet alive with everything done. We got there. Hurry, C4.
Stand by for takeoff.
Get out of here.
Reinforcement budget depleted. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
You have proven beyond doubt the mettle of the Helldivers.
Not bad for just two dudes running around on a planet full of super murderous robots. We did pretty good. Well, we killed one citizen, though. Once something starts to involve money, yep, that's the beginning of the end. That is 100% the beginning of the end. The one that shocks me the most, honestly, is people who pay for Dungeon Masters, because, like, most of the pay-to-play Dungeon Master campaigns are literally reading. You're paying someone $100 a month to read a book to you.
Keep it up, and pretty soon there won't be any bots left. Just managed to us.
I don't get it.
Liberty's enemies march ever closer.
Mission coordinates locked.
Alright, this should probably be the last mission.
Prime. Engaging orbital thrusters.
Let's go solve one more problem, one more time.
Orbit synchronized.
I know in my heart of hearts you're right, Tex. I know you're right. I don't want you to be right, but you are right. Except for people are starting to fight back a little bit against it. There was there's a whole conversation starting about this because there was a lady who was a 3D printing artist who signed up to be a part of a craft fair, and she said that there were 20,000 people at the event, and she didn't sell a single thing. So people are starting to turn pretty hard on 3D printers. So, and I'm here for it. I definitely think 3D printers have been a cool invention, and I think there's been some great stuff made. I don't think they should have ever been publicly available in the way, shape, and form they are. Like, the amount of 3D printed garbage that is just absolutely polluting the world is way too much. Which is the same reason I didn't get a 3D printer, because there's stuff I'd love to 3D print. I think they're really cool, and I'd love to do it. But I understand that if I got one, I would just be 3D printing garbage that would end up in a landfill someday, and I would be directly responsible for slowly killing the Earth because I wanted to have a silly little 3D printer, you know? You'll eventually buy one? I just don't think that's a good idea. Especially the one I hate, the 3D printing stuff I hate the most is 3D printing content creators who, like, their whole thing is like, what should I 3D print next? And they make fun little videos. Like, don't get me wrong, the videos are fun and what they make is cool, but you're 3D printing a giant hunk of plastic. You're draining the world of resources to make a TikTok video, and then as soon as it gets all of its likes and subscribes and all that, you're going to immediately throw that thing in the garbage, never look at it again, and then you're going to 3D print the next thing, right? And it's just this never-ending, okay, so now we're just going to continually 3D print things for content, and it's just going to be a never-ending pollution of the Earth and adding plastic to everything because you can't think of actual content to make, right? Like, that's a problem. All right, what are we doing here? What am I looking for? Oh, that was a bad jump. Oh, that's really bad. Come on. Use your injector. Here you go. Come on. No. My jetpack failed me here. Sorry D. This is a bad. This is not the good place. This is the bad place to be. But what would you make, Dex? Like, what would you make that you would realistically use more than once that wouldn't just sit there forever and ever more? Print depicts you with the rock's face. You look at it once like, haha, that's funny, and then what? And then it just sits there for 10,000 years while the plastic slowly leaches back into the soil, right? Like, do you really need to 3D print that, or can you just look at a picture of it on the internet and laugh at it there without needing to actually make it, you know? Do you really need to print that?
Requesting tac-tac.
Oh boy, there's still people here. Okay. I don't think that's a need. I think your definition of need is flawed.
Dropship.
Alright, let's get out of there. That was like a little kill chamber. I don't know what that robot's doing, but okay. Let's go find some fuel reserves, and let's take this thing out before it spawns too many airplanes, because those are annoying.
Calling in a hell bomb.
I think I saw one spawn. Yep, it's right there. Goodbye. Oh, that's fair. I destroyed it. It got one final hit on me. I think that's fair. Good play, bro.
Hell bomb arm. Clear the area.
Alright, everyone, back up. No, don't run in there, FCAF. That guy's gonna get blown up, and I'm gonna get blamed for it. Alright, that's one more problem solved.
On my position. Requesting air support.
Take these guys out. A little bit of laser action there. And we're running. And we're running. That dude is way too accurate. We have to take that guy. Usually I just run past him. That guy was a little too accurate for my tastes. I think he got a hell bomb over there, so we can probably move on.
Enemy tactical asset within threat range.
I think he harmed it. I don't know. We'll see.
Calling in a hell bomb.
Oh, wait, now he's calling it in. Okay. All right, we're gonna see if we can get a good angle on this fortress here, and then we're gonna summon the barrage. That seems like a good enough angle.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
Perfect.
One step closer to mission completion.
That's two. Great hit. This orbital barrage is spot on. That's two. Let's hit another one. Is that a DJ Khalid? Another one. I call BS. I was high enough on that. I feel like I should have been able to get up and over that. Oh, all right. That thing just took out their entire base with one orbital barrage. Way to go, walking barrage. We're proud of the little walking barrage. It did good today. I also found out yesterday that Haikyuu has a movie. Very excited to get to watch the Haikyuu movie. I also was told I made a edit where I combined My Hero Academia and Haikyuu, and then people told me that didn't count as an anime edit because editing clips and audio does not make an edit, which like that's pretty much the definition of editing. But okay, bro, like if you say so. I didn't know we were gatekeeping what the word editing means. I'm sure that he means that in order to be an anime edit, you need to have, like 50,000 clips and, put it to a song and then clip it together, put an overly moody emo song over Inuyasha clips or something like that. I'm sure that's what he means by what editing actually is, but like, I don't subscribe to that, I put it into an editing program. I edited the audio. I edited the visuals. Like that is editing. And I'm not going to argue with a 13-year-old about it on the internet. So thank you for the comment. Thank you for boosting my stuff so more people could see it. You're wrong, but I'm not going to argue with you. Oh, I can't see anything. What is going on here? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop that in there. Let's clear it out. There we go. That should give us some breathing room now.
How about a nice cup of liver tea?
Wait, that's gonna explode. There we go. Okay.
Objective critical stratagem available.
No, you don't. Like I said, these bots are holding on to this planet really hard. Like they do not want to give this one up at all. They are fighting for their lives out here.
I got the terminal.
All right, this area is clear. We're gonna go grab the next area while he's doing that because I think we. Whoa! What? What even hit me? Was that a rocket to the back? I don't know. I just randomly blew up. Alright, we need to defeat some fuel silos here, so let's,
Requesting air support.
How does your state charge for tags, like for hunting? If you're asking hunting questions, I am the wrong person to ask those questions to. I have never been hunting. I am not a hunter. I will never go hunting, so I know nothing about any of that. Oh, tags for car. For your car, we have to redo I want to say it's every 2 years. You have to pay between $80 and $120 to retag your car, and you get a little sticker you put on your license plate tag, and that's about it. And they just asked if they could raise that. They just wanted to raise it from, I believe it's $120 is the standard. They want to raise it from $120 to $200 every 2 years, and we voted that down. We said no thank you.
I got the terminal. Held on.
And like, I understand, like, I'm not necessarily opposed to taxes. Like, I understand that we need taxes to pay for roads and critical infrastructure and all those things. Like, I'm not anti-tax, and I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more. The problem is we already have so many people living in poverty and so many problems that a tax like that is going to absolutely decimate the people who are already in poverty, and it's not going to affect the rich, you know? So rather than a flat tax like that unfairly impacts the poor and needy, why don't we implement taxes for, like, oh, you own more than one vehicle? Okay, well then obviously you've got something going on for you, so let's do a tax for like a third vehicle, maybe two vehicles. I understand, like, okay, one vehicle for one person in the family, is a second vehicle for another person in the family. Okay, that makes sense. But if you have like a third vehicle or a luxury sports, why not have a tax on, like, okay, if you're buying a car that costs more than $100,000, you have to pay an extra 5% tax to fund roads and all that, or all the princess trucks, you know? What about that? Why not put a tax on, like, okay, you bought a dually 8 mile to the gallon $150,000 Dodge Ram, and you've never towed anything with it once, so now you have to pay an extra tax for, like, a princess truck tax or a vanity tax. If you're actually going to use the truck for truck things, maybe that's a different story, but I just feel like they could find a better tax than a flat tax via plate tags.
Throwing grenade!
Especially because, like, a lot of times the tags, like, say you're one of those people who buys a $500 broken down beater vehicle, and you run it into the ground, and then you buy a new car in 6 months because all you can afford is a $500 car at a time. You're going to be paying way more in tags or, like, new registration fees, right? Every time you buy a new car, you have to pay new registrations. If they raise the cost of the registration, well, that's a tax on poor people. That's not fair. So they just need to adjust the tax towards the wealthy and the rich, and then I'll definitely vote for it. But a flat tax against the poor is just such a terrible way to go about it that, of course, that's going to get voted down. Of course we're going to say no to that. In what world would we say yes to that? Pay $120 a year by vanity plates. I don't have vanity plates, but I did pay the extra money at the DMV to get B's on my license plate, so I figured that it's like a trust, you know, that money goes towards a good thing for the B's, so I did pay the extra money for that. Not quite vanity plates, but I did pay extra money so I could have B's on my license plate. It goes towards a good cause, so who am I to say no to that? See, that's a tax I support. Like, if you want to have extra taxes for vanity plates or extra taxes for unique license plates, great. That's a great way to tax people who have extra money. That's a smart way to tax people on those sort of things. I would also not be opposed to extra taxes on DoorDash drivers. You're driving on the roads more, using the roads more, you should have to pay more towards those roads, and we don't need it. We don't need DoorDash. I 100% think that we could live as a society without DoorDash. I want my license plate to have my college's logo on it, but it's in another state right across the river. Why would you want to be affiliated? Maybe it's because my college is the least prestigious college in the world. I have a little shame about my college. Why would you want your college on your license plate? Because even if you went to, like, you know, maybe this is a wrong take or a bad take, but, like, even if you went to Harvard, I wouldn't look at your license plate. Wow, you went to Harvard, you're so smart. Like, wow, you went to Harvard, you're so privileged and have so much money, right? Like going to Harvard, going to Ivy Leagues doesn't seem to be an impressive thing to me. It just seems to be that you have a legacy family with a lot of money. You know, that's not actually an impressive thing to me.
Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
The citizens of this city will thank you.
Maybe that's a bad take, but also, I got my bachelor's degree in like 4 to 6 months, so like bachelor's degrees also aren't all that impressive. I've seen what it takes to get a bachelor degree, and I'm not impressed. have been considering getting my master's degree, though. I'm feeling this pulling to getting a master's degree in theology. I know every time I bring it up, Dex, you're just like, no, what would you ever use that on? That's a waste of money. But I kind of feel like I should get a master's degree in theology. I feel it. I feel it. Feel the call.
Liberty is victorious one.
All right. So, we've got a few minutes left. We just got a couple minutes. I want to show off a couple photos that I got while doing airsoft. I could work for a church, Dex. It's not completely unusable. Not completely unusable. Let's see here. Here we go. The devil dog who was walking back to the field got a shot, like that one. Very happy with that one. Another one I really liked, one of the medics. Let's see what else. Here we go. Grab this. Here is a video of them dragging a guy out of the combat field. They were medics and they were grabbing him and dragging him. So that was really cool to see. Here was a silly event. So they did a bunch of side quests. One of the side quests was you had to have a jar of dirt and run it across the field so we'd see people with a giant jar of dirt running across the field. I absolutely loved that. That was such a fun little mini game.
Oh yeah, it's my dirt. No, it's mine. It's mine. My dirt. I get a dirt, guys. Don't shoot me, please. Why is everybody doing Oh my god.
It was a lot of fun. Here's a guy. This is Nomad. He's got a fully functional large machine gun. Look how cool this thing is. That was a really, really cool weapon. So I think I got one more photo somewhere in here. Oh, where did it go? Here we go. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to go to the airsoft event and do the airsoft. So that was, I don't know who that is, but there we go. So that is the stream for today. I gotta go get ready for work now. So unfortunately, that is it for me. Let's end with our prayer as always. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Today we continue to pray for all the people of Cuba, all the people who are going without food, water, electricity, medicine, whatever it is that they are undergoing. Lord, help them. We pray for all the victims of war, all the people who are suffering in the Middle East, all the people who are undergoing turmoil because of the politics of the world. Lord, help them. We pray for the priesthood. We pray for all the priests and all those who are discerning to become priests. Lord, help them on their journey and bring them closer to you. And finally, we pray for all the souls in purgatory, all the souls who have been forgotten, all the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, that is it for me. I've got to go get ready for work. It is Monday, so, long work week ahead of us. Thank you, everyone, for watching and joining me today. I hope you all have a blessed day, and we will see you again. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 a.m. Pacific time, so I will see you again on Wednesday. Thank you, and have a blessed day.